What is up? It's your boy Ryan. You know what it is. It's our AEW review show. So after coming off of a solid, pretty good, fantastic Dynamite, with that finish with the MJF CM Punk match, now we're here with Rampage, and we're jumping into the first match, which they skipped Evil Uno's entrance. They did that with Isaiah Cassidy too in the TNT title match. Obviously, it's to save time for TV. I don't know. Personally, not a huge fan of it. I get it. Yeah, I gotta get the matches. But we skipped that, so I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll get a decent showing against Evil Uno. And it was fairly quick. Now, this is an Evil Uno who went, a decent amount of time with Bryan Danielson. And then to basically saying that Cole could beat him quicker. Listen, I love Cole, but the match was just like boom, 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 boom. A little bit of offense, and then that was really it. They get technical wrestlers screwing around with the Bryan Danielson match against Uno, per se, is how they played that one off. But, I mean, usually you get 3 good matches, and then to have this match be short, and then a little match later in the night, I don't know. That was my only downside to the match. But Cole comes out, does what he has to do. They do the boom thing for him. He lowers the pad to drop the boom. He hits the 1, 2, 3, good to go. He gets on the mic afterwards, which I guess is what they wanted to give him, was the mic part of it. And Adam Cole calls out all of his wins. He goes Frank Kazarian, Jungle Boy, Anthony Green, John Silver, Wheeler Yuta, Orange Cassidy, Jake Atlas, Khan, and Evil Uno. And he asks the fans, what do they all have in common? The fans, as he's saying these names, are going, what? And he calls out for these are all of the people that I have won, and these are all the people that are part of my undefeated streak, my undefeated run in AEW, something along those lines. Basically saying, hey, this is what I want, this is what I am, this is who I am. I'm wherever I go, whatever promotion I'm in, I run the show, I am the show, blah blah, all that stuff, and I always have the title. Basically saying and then says, I don't care who wins on Wednesday night. Basically, I will take on Cole, I will take on Page or Archer. It doesn't matter to me, but I'm coming for that title next. So basically, like me and Jeff talked about when I said I said it was going to be the next feud for Hangman and Page, because no one expects Lance to win. Here we are. Here we come to the next feud, which will be at Revolution, which will be Hangman Adam Page against Adam Cole, unless by a miracle Lance Archer wins and Tony Khan's just screwing with me. But yeah, no. So that'll be the next feud. Should be a good feud. The shortness of the match was kind of, and then right after that you had the Jade Cargill promo about her first title defense, made her 25-0. Her second title defense made her 26-0, and who's going to be her 27-0. And then Jade goes, she's green. just like money. Obviously, that bad bitch show, whatever it is. Her saying that bitch show, I think is what it's called. She says she calls it TBS. So, but that was a little promo package along with that. Again, I think could have made that match just a little bit longer with the Evil Luna match. But then we jump into the Sammy Guevara Isaiah Cass match. Again, they skip Isaiah's entrance, but we get Sammy Guevara's entrance for this one. And I was like, interesting. But again, prior to shave time, this match actually went a little bit longer. It was Isaiah put on a good show as always. I mean, Isaiah is a really good wrestler, so we got to see him show up. But in the middle of the match, maybe I don't know, about a minute and a half in. Again, this was another short match though. Andrade's music hits as Sammy's on top of the turnbuckle, getting ready to do. I don't know if this is finisher, but I think whatever he was doing. And Andrade comes down, and Sammy's like, "Hey, blah blah blah, like bring it." And you hear Jericho on the commentary, because Jericho's on commentary, saying, "Sammy, gotta basically, gotta watch your back." He hits Isaiah. Then, all of this one, Andrade was out there or not, but he hits Isaiah again. Mark Quinn is on the outside. He's on the outside. He jumps off of the springboard onto Mark Quinn, knocks him down, jumps back in the ring, goes after Isaiah. Then you get the match. Basically, Sammy ends up. There's a couple good near falls here and there. Sammy sends Cassie into the corner, and then that was later. He hits the cutter on Cassidy. Cassidy kicked out, and then Sammy goes right into the GTH, and then puts him to sleep. So Sammy tried it earlier, couldn't get it, and then hits it later on here. But which was the key part of this is right after the match, because again, Jericho is up at the announce desk. He goes off. If I have to come down there and take care of business, I will. And they were talking about how the Inner Circle has to basically, this is the build the feud about the Inner Circle has to have that talk next week. Santana and Ortiz, and Jericho basically saying that Sammy Guevara is my brother. He's the closest. I'm closest to him. All that kind of stuff. And that was where we were at with that, and him saying all this. And if I have to come down there, I will, to protect Sammy on commentary. So you have Matt Hardy on one side, Andrade on the other, Mark Quinn. Isaiah was still down at the time, I'm pretty certain, because he just beat him. And they're all staring. And then Jericho stands up, and they show him. And then all of a sudden, Darby Allin's music hits. He runs down because of the Darby Allin Andrade conversation that was happening last week on Rampage with having to pay him. And he backs Sammy Guevara, and he says, "Hey, here, I'll give you the money. You join me," type of stuff. Darby looks over, walks to Sammy's side. They look at him. They all scatter, run down. And then you get Sammy and Darby a look down. Darby was the previous champ, well, in between Miro, and then Sammy beat Miro. But Darby is the one who lost to Miro after Darby's pretty long run as TNT champion. So he stares down, but Darby stares down at the one title and just stares at it, and then just pats the two titles on Sammy's shoulder, and then just basically walks off, being like, I got you, but a feud that we would love to see, just even a contest we'd like to see, is those two go at it again. Those two are phenomenal wrestlers in their own right, to see that again. But yeah, that's how that basically ended. Then we get after the match, I did all that, right? Yeah. Then you had a backstage interview with Chris Statlander, and basically talk about Layla Hirsch and why Layla has this bad attitude or whatever. And so she uses the words, "You're an amateur wrestler, right? With his amateur wrestler background. Well, now you're a professional. Why don't you act like a professional?" As soon as she says that, boom, back in the back with a chair. He gets hit with a steel chair. and then she drills, and then she throws the chair at Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander goes down to her back, throws the chair at her. Statlander holds it, and then she does a running knee into her, and boom, knocks her down. So, which was the quick match that I assumed was going to be the quick match, since they have been adding 4 matches to the show. Which again, you could have just taken away this match and given more time to Adam Cole, but neither here nor there. I get what they were doing here. Mercedes Martinez gets an entrance. Thunder Rosa gets an entrance. They fight. Mercedes Martinez is basically getting destroyed. She pulls out a lead pipe from under the ring and smacks Thunder Rosa in the head for what is the first disqualification of Rampage's history, and in general, minus a few weeks ago when CM Punk got MJF disqualified for his loss of the year, which was continuing that feud. Very rare they do DQ finishes, but it was very odd. But they followed it right up by going right to a highlight. Well, sorry, they showed a highlight package of Serena Deeb, like just right after the match, and you're like, "What the heck was that about?" So their medical staff is looking at Thunder Rosa. They jump to this highlight package of Serena Deeb, why she's the best and all that, which is, I'm assuming, who's going to end up taking this TNT title off of Jade Cargill. At some point, you get Thunder Rosa, then you get Mercedes Martinez in the back, basically saying what she did, why she did what she did, and she said by any means necessary. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here comes Britt Baker going with Jamie Hayter, basically saying that that's not what she basically paid Mercedes to do, why she brought Mercedes in. And Jamie looks very confused by this, like, wait, what are you talking about? And she says, because you couldn't get the job done. And she goes, Mark Sterling may have given you that check, but I signed that check. And that she better not forget that. So Series D, MD, all that stuff. It's Bruce said, she only softened her up. She needs to finish her. Basically, saying they have another match, and that she's basically saying, threatening Martinez with a lead pipe, not really the brightest thing, that she will, she doesn't get the job done, her AEW job will be even shorter than her last job, right in the head of the commercial break, basically referencing the fact that she was with WWE and got fired within a few months of being there. You get back from break that Tony Khan has a huge announcement this Wednesday night. And then they go into the second title match, which is Ricky Starks versus Jay Lethal, which was a fantastic match. Great back and forth. But basically, Tony Khan is saying we're going to have a Forbidden Door person come and sign the face of Isaiah Cassidy for the TNT. They're doing a TNT ladder match, I guess, which is what the ladder match is for. And they're going to have qualifying rounds. So it's Isaiah Cassidy versus a mystery person who's going to slam the door shut. Is coming to AEW and sign the contract. I think Tony would get a lot of heat if it is Cody Rhodes, which is what my thought is. How funny would it be? Because this is Cody Rhodes' character, that this unsigned hype, slamming open the Forbidden Door to slam it shut again. It would be hilarious if it was. It may be, it really could be anybody. I'm really just excited to see who it is. But if it is Cody, it would be perfect Cody's character, but I think Tony Khan will get a lot of heat for that. Even though it would probably be Cody's doing. And again, we'll see. There's other names like a Keith Lee I'd like to see, obviously. But there's a bunch of other people as well. You have Juice Robinson, who his contract, I think, ran out with New Japan. So there is that possibility, which would be a phenomenal pickup as well. But the fact of saying, he tweeted a whole bunch of stuff saying it could be from any company at any time. So there's a multitude of people that it could be. But then you come to this final match, which is Jay Lethal versus Ricky Starks. They do a talking saying, I'm taking this title home with me, because Lethal grew up watching this title. He knows what this title's about and all that stuff. Basically, he's going to take it from Ricky because, he just has the experience. He's a better wrestler. As expected, this was a great match. It was a great back and forth. The finish was phenomenal. Will Hobbs gets involved a couple times, and nothing's really done or said. As you expect, Will Hobbs was there. He goes out to the side. He just throws him to the side, lets him fall on a dive. I'm pretty sure is what had happened. But then out of nowhere, Dante Martin comes into the ring after Lethal had fallen out, and he flies through the air, jumps on the top rope, and does a moonsault or something onto that wasn't a moonsault, but a front flip onto Will Hobbs. Oh no, he flies. He does a crossbody off the top rope and onto Will Hobbs, knocks him down. He's telling Jade to get back in the ring. So that may have caused the sort of distraction and whatnot. They're like, all right, go for the lethal injection. And Jay Lethal has never, like, I have Cody Rhodes screaming, pin him after a great move that he hit on him. And you hear Scott go, no, this is lethal injection. No one's ever kicked out a lethal injection. Go for lethal injection. So he does the lethal injection, which is he runs forward and then does a backflip off, or flips off of the Rhodes backflip on, and then just hits him. And basically, springboards back and goes to catch him. Well, as he goes back to catch him on lethal injection, as he was going for lethal injection, Ricky Starks grabs him for a reversal to hit him for the Rochambeau. I've seen it multiple times, rewatched that part of it, that reversal, as the Jar Squad points out, see Jeff out there commenting, the reversal on that lethal injection was picture perfect. It looks beautiful. I mean, the catch to the swing back over for the Rochambeau, which is Ricky Stark's finishing move, was by far one of the prettiest reversals you will ever see. It was set up perfect. It looked like Jay Lethal was going to take that title. This is a title where, they're up and down since it isn't recognized by AEW. I do think it may get some good light if someone from Team Taz does lose it. Because like Ricky Starks does lose it, but I don't think it's going to be Jay Lethal take that title. Although it would have been beautiful to see at the same time. Just hearing Taz on commentary going crazy. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to lose the title. I'm going to lose the title." He hit him. He hit him for the Rochambeau, pins him for the 1-2-3, and boom, Ricky Starks wins. You have Dante Martin come in afterwards. No real fight. They just show Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs on the one side as they're walking up the ramp, and Dante Martin and Jay Lethal inside the ring. All in all, I thought it was a really good Dynamite. I think adding a fourth match to Dynamite the last few weeks, it hasn't really been bad because it was Jade Cargill squashing somebody. And the other people had, a decent long match, but to throw Evil Uno in against Adam Cole and make it as quick of a match as it was, that was my only, about it. Because they made that match short, as well as making the Mercedes Martinez match really short because Mercedes Martinez was getting destroyed by Thunder Rosa. And again, Mercedes Martinez has a lot of experience, and I feel like you could have done something with that one. But all in all, I still enjoyed Rampage. It's something different for them when they do the hour-long shows. They're still figuring things out. The Isaiah Cassidy match and Sammy Guevara was still a really good match. It still went, pretty long. It's just, not seeing the entrances and all that kind of stuff. I get it with like lower card guys, but you're putting Evil Uno in there where you go, oh, well, he's a tag team wrestler. But he's been doing a lot of singles matches recently. So all in all, great Rampage. We will be back for a Dynamite review on Wednesday. I'm going to try and see if I can get together, when I watch Elevation, and Dark, and just do a little, quick sum up video of what's going on there, what we could possibly see transitions over into the Dynamite and the Rampage, but as well just give a synopsis of saying, hey, listen, Elevation and Dark are really good, especially, the last two matches where it's like, first it's like the first couple, like, yeah, you know who's going to win. But still great matches to see some of your favorite wrestlers out there fighting. So gonna wrap this one up. So for your boy Ryan, it's been a pleasure. Everyone, stay safe out there and enjoy your weekend. And you will see myself and Jeff back at it again for Dynamite. Peace.